Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Biolation. Today in this video, we will continue with the second part of the chapter, Transportation of Food and Minerals in Plants. In the previous video, we have discussed about the absorption of water through roots. Today our topic of discussion is absorption of minerals. So who absorbs minerals and why minerals are absorbed? So what are the importance of minerals? Plants absorb nutrients, also called minerals, from the soil. Now why the nutrients or the minerals are absorbed? This is because the nutrients are required for growth, development, synthesis of materials, and overall health of the plants. Next, these essential nutrients required by the plant can be categorized into two groups: macronutrients and micronutrients. So macronutrients, macro means large. So macronutrients are required in large quantities. Now examples of macronutrients are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, sulfur, magnesium. Next, micronutrients. Now micro means small. So micronutrients are required in very small or trace quantities. Examples of micronutrients are boron, chlorine, manganese, iron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, nickel. Now, the water which is present between the soil particles also has dissolved minerals like salts of magnesium, calcium, and nitrogen. These minerals form ions when dissolved in water. Next, the root hair cells absorb the minerals by two processes: diffusion and active transport. Now, what is diffusion? So, diffusion is the movement of the molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of their lower concentration. Now, if the concentration of the minerals in the soil is higher than inside the root hairs, now in this case the ion will move inside the cell by diffusion. Now what is active transport? So active transport is the movement of molecules from a region of their lower concentration to their higher concentration region by using energy in the form of ATP. Now, if the concentration of the mineral ions in the soil is lower than inside the root hair cells, these ions move inside the cells by active transport. Next, conduction of water and minerals in plants. So the water and the dissolved minerals absorbed by the root hair cells passes through the root tissues and reach the xylem tissue. Next, the xylem tissue transports them to the other parts of the plants. The solution of the water and the minerals inside the xylem is called the sap. And the movement of the flow of the sap from the roots to the other radial parts or shoots of the plant is called the ascent of sap. Now experiment number 3. Experiment number 1 and 2 are discussed in the previous video of this chapter. Now what is the aim of the experiment? So the aim of the experiment is to demonstrate that xylem conducts water. Now materials required. We need beaker, water, a plant twig, stain, cover slip, blade, slide and microscope. Procedure. So the steps are as follows. Take a beaker and fill it 3/4 with water. Next, add few drops of stain to it. And dip the plant twig in the beaker with the colored water and leave it for about an hour. Next, take the twig out and cut a thin section from the stem. And place it on a slide, cover it with the cover slip. And observe under the microscope. Observation. So you will observe that the slide under the microscope shows that some of the cells in the section of the stems are colored, and these colored cells are the xylem tissue. Conclusion. So we can conclude that the colored xylem cells show that the colored water has passed through them. So this proves that xylem conducts water. Now what are the factors that affect ascent of sap? So there are two factors which affect the ascent of sap: root pressure and transpiration. So what is root pressure? The continuous movement of the water from the soil to the roots give rise to a pressure which is called the root pressure. The root pressure helps in the movement of the sap from the root hair cells to the xylem tissue and in the upward movement of the sap through the xylem. Now what do we mean by transpiration? So the transpiration is the process of loss of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plants. Next, there are three types of transpiration: cuticular transpiration, lenticular transpiration, and stomatal transpiration. Stomatal transpiration. So what are stomata? Stomata are the minute pores which are confined to the epidermis of green shoot and leaves. Now when the loss of water takes place through the stomata in the form of water vapor, this is called stomatal transpiration. So this is the loss of water through the stomata. Now stomata are present mainly on the underside of the leaves, and about 90% of the total water lost in transpiration is through the stomatal transpiration. Next we have cuticular transpiration. So what are cuticles? So the cuticle is the outermost waxy layer on the surface of leaves and stem. And when the loss of water takes place through the cuticle in the form of water vapor, it is known as cuticular transpiration. And about 10% of total water lost in transpiration is through the cuticular transpiration. Now, lenticular transpiration. So what are lenticels? Lenticels are numerous pores on the stem of woody plants that allows the gaseous exchange. Now when the loss of water in the form of water vapor takes place through the lenticels, it is known as lenticular transpiration. And about 1% of the total water lost in the transpiration is through lenticular transpiration.